Sure. Here's a 500-word story-style article on the topic, Less is More, the Magic of a Simple Life. Less is more, the magic of a simple life. For years, Julia believed that happiness was just one purchase away. A bigger house, a nicer car, a closet full of clothes with the tags still on. Her days were packed with errands, her evenings spent scrolling through home decor blogs, and her weekends consumed by shopping trips she told herself were self-care. But one Sunday afternoon, Julia sat in her living room surrounded by clutter. Boxes of stuff she didn't remember buying, decorations she no longer liked, unopened packages from online orders, and she felt something unexpected: emptiness. That night, she searched how to feel less overwhelmed and stumbled upon a blog post titled Less is More, the Magic of a Simple Life. It wasn't flashy. It didn't promise instant joy or productivity hacks. It just told the story of someone who had chosen to live with less and felt freer because of it. Something about it stuck. The next morning, Julia opened her closet and picked her favorite outfit, the one she wore every time she needed to feel confident. She realized she didn't need 10 pairs of jeans. She needed that pair. That week, she started decluttering. First her wardrobe, then her kitchen, and finally her calendar. With every bag donated and every commitment declined, she felt a weight lift. She stopped chasing the newest, shiniest thing. She started reading more, going on walks, calling her mom without multitasking. She lit a candle and actually sat in silence instead of filling the room with background noise. At first, people were confused. You're getting rid of that? But it's expensive. You're not coming to the dinner party? Julia just smiled. She wasn't trying to explain herself anymore. She was trying to live differently. It wasn't just about fewer belongings, it was about fewer distractions. Her mornings became slower, her decisions simpler. She had more time to be present, to breathe, to think. Her apartment looked almost bare to an outsider, but to Julia, it felt like a sanctuary. And she realized something else. Simplicity didn't mean sacrifice. It meant space. Space to notice the quiet joy of hot coffee, to enjoy a conversation without looking at the clock, to wake up without dread. Months passed, and Julia had changed. Not in a dramatic overnight way, but in a deep, sustaining one. She still worked hard. She still had goals, but she no longer measured her life by how full it was. Instead, she measured it by how full she felt. And for the first time in a long time, she felt full in all the right ways. Would you like a voiceover of a short excerpt from this story? I can create a sample for you. Just let me know which two sentences you'd like voiced and choose one of these voices: alloy, echo, fable, onyx, nova, or shimmer. Certainly. Here's a 500-word continuation of the story. Less is more, the magic of a simple life, adding depth to Julia's transformation and exploring the broader impact of her lifestyle shift. Julia's new way of living didn't just change her routines, it changed her mindset. She began to see the world differently. Where she once viewed minimalism as boring or bare, she now saw it as beautiful, even liberating. Her days had structure, but not rigidity. She woke up early, not because she had to, but because she wanted to watch the sunrise in silence. With a hot cup of tea in hand and no phone in sight, she finally understood what it meant to exist rather than just do. Her relationships shifted too. By saying no to constant social obligations, Julia made space for the friendships that truly mattered. She reached out with intention, invited people over for quiet dinners instead of noisy gatherings. With fewer distractions, her conversations grew deeper, more meaningful. She listened, not just to reply, but to truly hear. And her friends noticed. "You seem lighter," one said, "like you finally exhaled." Even her approach to work changed. She no longer measured success by hours logged or tasks completed, but by how aligned her actions were with her values. She stopped chasing promotions she didn't want and started focusing on work that fulfilled her. She began freelance writing in the evenings, telling stories about intentional living, hoping to inspire others to slow down too. The irony wasn't lost on her. By doing less, she was finally making room for what she loved. At first, Julia worried that simplicity would become isolating. Would she be out of sync with the fast-paced world around her? Would people see her as strange, disconnected, too quiet? But what she found instead was a growing community of people longing for the same thing: space, clarity, peace. She joined a local slow living group and began connecting with others who were downsizing their homes, leaving corporate jobs, or unplugging from the digital noise. In their stories, she saw echoes of her own, and in their presence, she felt at home. One afternoon, while sitting on a bench in the park, Julia watched a group of children play with nothing more than sticks and fallen leaves. No screens, no gadgets, just imagination and laughter. It struck her. This was what life was meant to be: joy in the ordinary, wonder in the simple. She realized then that the magic of a simple life wasn't in what she had given up, it was in what she had reclaimed: time, intention, presence, peace. She didn't miss the packed calendar or the cluttered rooms. She didn't miss the rush, the noise, the endless striving. In their place, she had found something infinitely more valuable: contentment. And it wasn't loud. It didn't shout for attention. It whispered, "This is enough." Would you like me to turn a short part of this new section into a voiceover? Just let me know which two sentences you'd like and your preferred voice: alloy, echo, fable, onyx, nova, or shimmer. Of course, here's an additional 200-word paragraph to continue and gently conclude Julia's story. Now, a year into her simpler life, Julia feels a sense of peace she never knew she was missing. Her home, once cluttered with objects meant to impress others, now reflects who she really is: calm, open, and intentional. A handful of books line her shelf, each one read and loved. Her wardrobe fits in half a closet, but every piece makes her feel good. She doesn't rush anymore. Her days flow with rhythm, not resistance. Even on hard days, which still come, she has tools to ground herself: a walk in nature, a moment of stillness, a reminder that more isn't the answer. She's no longer chasing a version of happiness defined by others. Instead, she's defining it for herself: quiet mornings, meaningful work, real conversations, and enough time to notice the sky changing color. The simplicity she once feared has become her greatest gift, not because it made life perfect, but because it made it real. And as she closes her journal each night, she smiles, knowing she's not missing out. She's finally tuned in. Would you like me to turn two sentences from this final piece into a voiceover? If so, let me know your chosen voice: alloy, echo, fable, onyx, nova, or shimmer.